All right, class, this is going to be the long video. Once you pass this, you should have an idea of where things are at and what is how to function through the class itself. So this one will just be a little welcome message. This is where the weekly announcements are going to be. And as you come alongside over here, there's that right there. And so when you click on the home page, this is what's going to come up. So next week I'll have a different announcement. Please read those at the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the week. They usually be posted late Sunday or maybe early Monday. And then the introduction, you already saw this video. The video that you're watching now is right over here. And then so the module, just the instructions for these little pieces right here. This is kind of what I envisioned would happen as you're progressing through the class. I try to put everything there. The only thing that's still not there is the group projects. So we will be using the MyMath editor for all that. Please take the time to read that here. So it tells you what's going on in the MyMathLab, what expectation is there for Canvas, the discussion board posts, and your group projects, and then office hours. And so this way I see it is you have a kind of three-part system of how you do this here. So you would use the PowerPoints in combination with the videos or the MyMathLab. Come to office hours, get your answers question, and then do a quick video lecture of the chapter itself, and then reread or read the textbook, ebook to understand any other material that you think that you're still missing. And then you do the homework problems. So I imagine that's kind of the way I saw it happening on my mind as you guys are going through the class. All right, back to here. So let's go with it here. So discussion, this is in order of due dates. So the discussion board, this is the first one right here. It's just introduction. Tell me about yourself. And then you're going to respond to two others in the class. So, and to get full credit. And so this one right here, this is for people that, so it is Contemporary Mathematics version 9. This is the edition 9, and this right here this is chapter 1 and it's section 1. This one would be chapter 1 section 2, chapter 1 section 3. So in chapter 1 there are 6 sections to go through here. And so I looked at this one here to be a student discussion board on chapter 1 in case you're stuck on the homework on the MyMathLab, which we'll get to in just a little bit here. But you post your questions here. You post things that are not making sense. Hopefully other students will help you as well. I'll come in there from time to time. It is going to be a non-graded, even though it's called a discussion board, but it's the non-graded discussion. But this is for you guys to talk, interact with each other, seeing someone else picked up a understanding of something, and so to help each other out. Notice we are going to skip chapters 2 and 3. We jump right into chapter 4, and the same thing happens here. PowerPoints. And if you want to click on one of them, what's going to happen is going to take you to this page here. And if all right, this one's just to view. Just to view it if you like, and then you can just kind of scroll from page to page. But and of course you gotta probably zoom down so you kind of see it right there. Okay, so like that. My suggestion is probably just to download it and be done. Just download these guys right here, and it'll download, and then you're good to go with having it on your screen. That was probably my idea of how to do that here. So let's turn it back to the home page. All right, and that's how you progress. As you pass chapter 10, you're going to now hit the midterm. So in this case, there is a discussion board on how to study for the midterm. You're going to give your suggestions how you're going to do it, and then others will give theirs, and then you have a little discussion about, okay, what would be the best way to do it. All right, then there's also the study guide for it, so click on that if you like, and I suggest you download midterm study guide as opposed to looking at it on the computer. We go from there. All right, and then we progress through. Go back to the beginning here. Then you're going to do the last remaining, or the other set of chapters in the textbook. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to skip chapter 13. the discussion board, how you're going to study for the final itself. Student learning outcomes, this I will put in here. I don't have the text yet and the guide to it yet, as we're still developing. And then we have the final. So if you click on here, and explain what this means though, since I didn't explain on the midterm. So this one right here, it just means what problem the text in online is going to be. So it just says that there are 30 problems on this test. It also tells you which section it's coming from. So it's going to come from section 1.2. And the instructions on the test is use the plurality method to determine election winners. That's all it says. So you have to go back. The best way to do is just to go back and go back to the homework assignments, and the test is going to be very, very similar to the homework assignments. All right, so that's the home page. Here you'll look for grades if you need to here. The files menu, the only thing I want to mention here is I do have some documents here. If you want to just download all the PowerPoints all at once, you can do so. Just switch them around real quick here. Okay, so let's go for it here. So these are all the files that I've put together here. So the syllabus, we already looked at that. The syllabus is there. The schedule update. Let's talk about this here. So I did a initial schedule for the class. And this one's gonna still eventually delete this one here so we don't have overlapping schedules everywhere here. All right, so this is the months that we have here. So today is welcome. You have to email me saying that you want to state in the class. And then chapter 1 is due a week from today. And discussion 1 is due a week from today, so I have a week to do that. All right, that's the original schedule the way I set it up inside the class itself. And then whenever I update, I'm going to write it in ink. So kind of just tell you what the update was. So I realized after I hosted the schedule, I realized I didn't put it in when the discussion boards are open. And so discussion board opens today for number 1. You have a week to do it. Discussion board 2 opens on Wednesday of next week, and then you'll have right about a week to do that as well. So these will be anything in ink. It means I added in after I posted the original schedule. Okay, the only other thing that I can see that's still not here is the group projects, which I will put in as soon as I have formulated those the way I want it, and as soon as the groups are formed in the class. So if you click print right now, what's going to happen is it's only going to print this page here. But if you click on download right over here, that's what you want to do is you want to download it, and then at that point print it out or have it on your computer. PowerPoint slides, if you want to just copy down all the PowerPoint slides all at once, you can click on here. And they are listed from chapter 1.1, and it goes all the way through chapter 17 here on this other side. There it is, 17, chapter 17, section 4. All right. I think I have it like this, with names going the other way. All right, and a few more things. So study guide for the midterm exam is right here. If you want to just click it from here or from the module page, from the home page. Same thing here. I just want to go into this part right here. This is the MyLab math. And this just kind of tells you how to go and how to register yourself for the class itself. All right. And we're going to get to how you register in just a bit here, but in case you want a explanation, a little visual, or just instructions in front of you, that's what you want to have here. So how do you register as a student from Canvas? Now, real quick here, just make sure that you enter the course from the Canvas site. Don't enter it, or else otherwise they will not be linked together. That's very, very important here. So if you have a Pearson account already, what you're going to do, you're just going to enter your username and passcode, and you're done. I'll show you where you enter that. If you don't, what you're going to do is you're going to create. And by doing the create part, you're going to get 14 days for free until you decide if you want to continue with the class itself or drop. And if you want to continue with the class, it's going to be, I think it's like $88. I think it's for the, or $89 to continue with the MyLab math piece. All right, and you're going to do the rest of the work there. So you have 2 weeks to decide if you want to stay in the class. I think I covered everything here that I needed to. Let's go back over here though. The only other one I want to mention on Canvas is this whole concept of net tutor. So if you are a Kalinga student, you have West College purchased 40 hours of free online tutoring for you. And so there's a tutoring center right here. They also have a writing center. If you click on the tutoring center, it tells you that you can pick any one of these academic areas to get tutoring in this area. All the tutors have at least a bachelor's degree in the area of tutoring. And so in that case, it's a person that's competent in the area. And as we go to math, calculus and above, we're not at calculus above yet, so this would be it right here. This would be kind of like right, it's above algebra and basic math, and like right before pre-calculus. That's kind of where our class sits as far as math is concerned. All right, but please take advantage of it. Let's see if I can just log in. Sometimes it may not allow me to since I'm not seen as a student. Oh, there, good, it did. Okay. So you have one of two choices. You can either drop in and meet with the live tutor. You click on it, and it'll just tell you that you're in queue. You're 5 minutes away from your next tutoring appointment. And you go for it, and you have a live interaction. They have a whiteboard there that you can use and just go with it. Otherwise, you can also drop off a question of a tutor, and then normally within 24 hours, it gets back to you. And any which one you choose here, your sessions are always recorded. So here's going to be your sort of like your locker of all the sessions, tutoring sessions you had, or any feedback that you got from a dropped question. All right, so hope that helped here. So if you are a Lemoore student, all you're going to do is you're going to click on this one right here instead of that one, because there's 2 different accounts there. All right, that's the Canvas site. Now let's go to the MyLab and Mastery site. So under the home, click right over here. You have the MyLab and Mastery site. If you click on that, yours will look a little different than mine since I have the instructor view. Right here, it says go to MyLab Math or MyLab. It's a little blue link right over here. And then once you do that, you're going to go and it's going to ask you to either put in your credentials, username, passcode, or sign up. You're going to click create, but sign up for a 14-day free trial. And then once you've done that, it should take you to the site itself. And as you come in, this will be the instructor view on here. So I want to get rid of that one here. This is what I see when I come in. When you see when you come in, it's going to be the student view. And so you have a calendar view of things if you like. And you can expand it out to a month at a time if you like. So you kind of see what things are due. So there's 24th. That's going to be chapter 1 right there. I know that's chapter 4 there. Oh, and the links are right here. Chapter 1 homework, chapter 4 homework. And then you can progress to the next chapter and everything just kind of resets. So notice all our assignments are due Tuesday night. We'll also have a tutoring session then as well. All right, and then if you just want to see the whole entire course, what you're going to do is you click on this button instead of the calendar view. It just gives you a list view. So there it is. There's all of them. There's the due dates. The thing that you can't see down here is your midterm and your final. So when you come in to take your midterm and your final, just make sure you just scroll all the way down on the day of the midterm and the day of the final, because they're going to be all the way down here. They don't get to be popped up towards the top. Okay, so that's first page. Second page. There is the gradebook, but that's not the gradebook we're going to use, right? What's going to happen is, since you're going to sign up from Canvas into the site, your points are going to be synced back into Canvas for your final grade. All right, you do have an ebook right over here. So here's where I wanted to get to. So it's exactly the PDF version of the text itself. Click on it here. So you do not need to purchase a physical textbook unless you want to. If you want to purchase a physical textbook, go for it. There's some suggestions of renting it instead of buying it. So on Chegg, chegg.com, that's a good way to get a book for rental. Or the other one would be Amazon. Amazon would have book rentals as well, especially since you're not going to go on in higher mathematics in this sort of line, because this is kind of like the in class. All right, so notice, yep, there it is. It is just like the all right, it's just like the book, page by page. And if we go to page 56, let's see if it'll take us to page 56. Just randomly picked a page here. Okay, so there's that right there. All right. Also, you can search it by table of contents, and you get where you need to as well. You could take notes on it as well, but it's probably not going to be the best. You would just want to use it for a reference in case you need it. All right, getting back over here, there's our e-text. And then we have the chapter contents. It's just, let's go to chapter 1. You can go directly to the homework. You can take little quizzes and tests that they set up for you. You can work through a study plan that the publisher has set up for you. Or you can view the ebook pieces that are connected to this chapter, whether it's the opening, conclusion of key concepts, and then also exercises. So then each section is listed underneath. And if you need to get to the textbook fast, maybe that would be a good one to do here. So under chapter content. And if you ever want to go back, just click this button here. There's a student solution manual, the textbook itself. And that's fine to have if you're going to use the textbook. If you're going to use the textbook as a means of studying, if that's the way you're going to want to study, click on the student solution manuals, download it, and you have it. That'll be perfect. All right, back to student view. All right, and then the other one, let's see. This is a good one. There's little applets you can explore, not really part of the class itself. Animated videos, some projects here. So if you want to just explore this, they do have a graphing calculator on here as well to help for the TIs. So that's a pretty cool thing to have here. I do want to get to the multimedia library because I think you're going to pull a few things out of here that you'd enjoy. So let's just go to chapter 1, and if you click on I want everything, and I want all sections. So I want everything that you know about chapter 1 here. Click on that, and notice they have the textbook itself. They have the PowerPoints. They have a little applet that you can play around with voting methods. And then over here is a video. Videos, they don't have videos for everything. They do have videos of examples from the textbook here. So example from 1-6, someone has done a video from example 1-6 and 1-9 and 1-10, 1-13, 1-17. And then they do have videos just as an intro to it, and then some videos in regards to the chapter itself here. Let me just look at chapter 2. All right, and so it looks like a good amount of examples here that you kind of walk through, same examples in the textbook that you can have. All right, we are skipping chapter 2. We're going all the way to chapter 4. So here's what our next chapter would be. right, then looks like example 4.1 is here, missing 4.2, but we got 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7 is not here, but 4.8, 4.9, and then 4.10 to 13 are not. So at least gives you a good understanding. If you want to go through the textbook yourself, go for it. StatCrunch, this one we'll be using when we get to the statistics chapters. So don't be in there just yet here. This one is from the publisher itself. This just had some things for college students to sort of think through. So first of all, is just the whole mindset. What do you need to do in order to have a growth mindset, having a power mindset? And if you want to go through this, if you think this is helpful for you, go for it. You guys are in college. This is the time to grow mentally and grow academically here and professionally. So college success modules, these are just the publisher things that the students were interested in. And so how do you transition to college? How about online learning? How about reading to learn? Stress management, how do you handle that? How do you handle time management? And how do you handle finances? Just a few little things from some videos to handle those. All right, and with that, I think that summarizes this view here. So let me go to the student view. So what are you actually going to do? You're going to click on here. This is the homework chapter 1 assignment. And you have roughly 14 questions, or yeah, you have 14 questions to do in order to finish it. It says that it is due on the 24th. All right, as I clicked on it, it popped up in another window here. Let me bring it back. Here's what it's going to look like. All right, here's the first question that you have. So the ballot shows the reference ballots for election with 16 voters and 3 candidates. So the question is, write out the preference schedule for each election. And so notice over here, this little thing that pops up. If you need to put numbers in here, so if you need a fraction, this is what a fraction is for. This is for a mixed number. This is to put an exponent on a number that you already have. Say if you have anything that's gray, you need to have the number there first, and the blue is the new stuff. If you want to make a fraction, you got to click on this because it will make the fraction bar. Then you enter the top, and then you enter the bottom. So gray space, the number has to be there before. Blue space is you're entering it as soon as you set this up. So absolute value, square root, any kind of root. Oh, this is called a subscript. But yeah, you have to have the number there already. When you click on this little button, it allows you to have a subscript. And coordinates on a plane, there it is. All right, so all those. Let me just put in some wrong answers here. And what you're going to do is, since this is homework questions, right, you're going to go and click and check your answer. And it says it's incorrect. And so you are stuck trying to figure out the rest of it here. So there's a few choices at this point you can do. Is you can go to Canvas site and post it on the Chapter 1 discussion. They also do have a help center here as well, in case you need anything here on those here. So if you want to just click to another question, you won't have any answers for that one, but you're not able to solve it anyways at that time. So then you kind of keep on going here. But once you are ready to submit answers, you click here to submit answers. You will get immediate notification if you got it right or wrong. Okay, some other things to help you here. This one says help me solve this. You can click on this one here and it'll guide you through the process of solving this little problem. So find the winner of the election, determine the winner using plurality B. And then so it'll kind of step-by-step guide of helping you out. The other one is just you've used an example that's very similar. And so once you view that example, and you understand what's happening here, then you return back over here and you finish off the problem. You can also get more help. You can ask the instructor. I'm not sure if that is enabled or not, because I put in the chapter forms in Canvas. That's probably the way we want to go about doing it. I think that should be disabled. It's not going to go anywhere when you click on it. You can go back to the textbook. You can go back to the video that's closely correlated. It may not be exactly the same, but it's kind of sort of correlated to this question. All right. All right, click on another question just real quickly here. So that one just says that I got it wrong. And then we go on to the next one. What you want to be mindful of as well is this little piece right here. It means that I'm doing chapter 1 homework. In this section, this is section 2. So if you have not finished up section 1 and you have not on the PowerPoints, you've not listed lecture on section 2, you probably won't be on this question yet. So this kind of gives you exactly where you are. So this is exercise number 17, or very close to the exercise number 17 in the textbook. That's what that means. So chapter, then section, and then the exercise that's closest in the textbook. That's the way they number these. So if you move on to this one, notice we went now to section 3. So if you need to go back in your textbook to take a look at something, you're going to have to go to section 3 to look at that one. All right, so hopefully that helps with the putting in of the things that need to come in there. I think that's it for this one. If there's any other questions, please don't hesitate to email me, and I can even make another video if there's the same questions coming up over and over again. I wish you well in the class, and bye.